Hello friends, welcome to the next class of computational physics. In our last lecture, we studied the words used in C programming language. So, either you can use user defined words, that is known as variable or identifier, and the words with predefined meaning known as keywords. In all, there are 32 keywords and all are in lowercase. In today's class, we will learn what are the constants or numerical values that you can assign to the variable or you can use during execution of program. So, the constants are fixed value that do not change during execution of program, that you can say as a constant. But constant does not mean the value remain constant. Yeah, the value remains constant, but you can change it for the variable by either increment or decrement. Now, based on what number or what character basically you are assigning to the variable, based on that there are different types of constant. The first is known as numeric constant and second is known as character constant. So, numeric constant means either integer or real number, while character constant means a single character. It can be a letter, it can be a digit, it can be a white space or it can be a special character. So, all that can come either in a single form or in a sequence in character constant. So, let us see one by one. First, we will go through numeric constant. So, in numeric constant, the first is integer constant. Integer constant refers to any sequence of digits from 0 to 9, but this is not the case in each and every integer constant. So, based on that there are three subtypes of integer constant. The first is known as decimal integer constant, second is known as octal integer constant and third is known as hexadecimal or hexagonal integer constant. Now, by default decimal integer constant is known as integer constant, but if you specify it very clearly, then you can use it as a octal integer constant or hexadecimal integer constant. So, let us see one by one what is difference. So, decimal integer constant is any combination of digits from 0 to 9, either in a single digit or in multiple digit, you can have the integer constant that is known as decimal integer constant. These are some valid examples. 0 is valid example, 1 to 3 is valid example, 3, 4, 5, 6 is valid example, 1, 1, 1 is also valid example and 9, 9, 9, 9 is also valid example. Now, remember only sequence of digit is allowed in a decimal integer constant. Now, how much digits you can have in a number, that depends upon the capacity of your computer processor. The next is octal integer constant. What is octal integer constant? Octal integer constant is any sequence of digits from 0 to 7 with leading character as 0 or leading digit as 0, that is first digit should be 0. Now, these are valid examples 077, 0, 2, 3, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, these are valid examples of octal integer constant. Now, here remember one thing, all octal integer constants are decimal integer constant, but not all decimal integer constants are octal integer constant, because in octal integer constant you have a limitation of digits from 0 to 7, means you can use any digit from 0 to 7, you can use in a multiple way, that is 0, 0, 0, that can be a octal integer constant, but if you exceed beyond 7, then that will not be a octal integer constant. So, the basic is the first digit must be 0. Then next is hexagonal or hexadecimal integer constant. What it mean? It means any sequence. Now, see here, this is any combination of digit from 0 to 7 with first digit as 0, but here any combination or any sequence of letters and digits with leading 0x or 0x, x can be in uppercase or in lowercase with first digit as 0, and you can go up to A to F characters, digits, A to F letters either in lowercase or in uppercase. So, here are some valid examples of hexadecimal integer constant. So, 0x12 is valid, 0x43f is also valid, 0x23d is also valid. Now, remember, any combination of digits from 0 to 9, any combination of letters from A to F, but the number which starts with 0x, this is very important. So, any hexagonal number or hexadecimal number is always starts with 0x, and beyond that means beyond third character you can have any combination of digits from 0 to 9 and letter from A to F. So, these are the rules to construct integer constant. So, the following things are not permitted: embedded blanks, commas, non-numeric character, these are not allowed in integer constant. It must contain at least one digit, this is very important. The decimal integer constant consists of only sequence of characters from 0 to 9 without any decimal point and can be preceded by an optional positive or negative sign. So, that is optional. Then octal integer constant is any combination of digits from 0 to 7 with leading 0, and hexagonal integer constant or hexadecimal constants contain any combination of digits from 0 to 9 with leading 0x or 0x, but here you can use a character between A to F. So, this is, you can see, as I already mentioned, based on the capacity of your processor, the value of the number of digits in a numeric constant may change. So, for 16-bit machine you can go up to 32767 plus or minus. In 32-bit machine you can go up to this particular value. So, this is, now let us see some examples of valid numeric constant. So, 123 is a decimal integer constant, minus 140 is a decimal integer constant, 0 is a decimal integer constant, it is also octal integer constant. Then plus 5431 is a decimal integer constant, 017 is a octal integer constant, 043 is also octal integer constant, but both these also a decimal integer constant. Then OX32 is hexadecimal integer constant, OX32F is also hexadecimal integer constant. Now, see some invalid examples. The first is 02371. Now, why it is invalid? Because 02371 is invalid because it consists of blank space. 5,318 is invalid because comma is not allowed. Then $410 is invalid because dollar is a special character which is not allowed. Then 0x13, this is also invalid. Why? Because that is not a 0, it is O, and O is not allowed. Then RS 200, this is also invalid because R and S is not allowed. 540 slash dash, that is also invalid because slash and dash are the special character, these are not allowed. So, this is all about the integer constant in C programming language. In next part we will see what are the float constants. Okay, thank you.